This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Oh, yeah, we're back, minions. What's going on? It's the No Name Show. I'm your host, Lawton Swan. Good to be here with you, 10 p.m. each and every Sunday evening. And we'll let you know if that time changes. I mean, we got a whole lot going on, though. I tell you what, we stay pretty busy here at the Palatial 108 Studios. We keep it real. I think all you folks might enjoy in the background. You might like what you see, perhaps. Some of you, maybe not all of you. Got a new little painting here by the Chicken Man. Chicken Man, very famous artist. Very famous. We've got that going on. Glad to have you with us. 10 o'clock, as always. Doing it real big. Hashtag no name. That's KNOWNAME. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted, people. Some of you out there might think that because it's called the No Name Show that I am a no name. That is not the case. Far from the case. As Snoop Dogg once said, I'm the real deal, Holyfield. You know what I mean. And this show is always on the ball. I mean, this is, you guys fans of Friday Night Lights?
Ma, the meatloaf!
Oh, wrong one. Somehow the hand slipped up to Ma, the Meatloaf. Classic movie. Wedding Crashers. Here it is.
Let me just ask you one question. Can you play like champions?
That's what I want to know. Can you guys bring it? We've got a whole lot to get to. Lots of sports on this week's show. We don't always do sports here. Follow us on Twitter. We're at ElSwan, ELSWANN. We are working on revamping our website because we can. That's what I mean, you ask me a question, you ask me about something, and I tell you because we can. Why are you doing a show? You're supposed to have it scheduled up for this time frame. This hour, this window. Well, we do update it, but every once in a while, every so often, we like to get loose with our times a little bit. We like to get a little loose. Kind of kick our hair back. Let things fly. 803-450-0086. My gracious. The studio's been revamped a little bit, as you can't see because I've hidden it from you. That's how I roll. I have hidden it from you, but I've revamped the studio a little bit and finally did some tweaks on the audio. I'm hoping this audio is crystal clear and spectacular. I just really hope that you are going to enjoy this program tonight and that you'll tell your friends about it. We are the number 2 ranked host on Vocal, and unfortunately it's not because of this show. I think it could be. But a lot of people leave here after this program and think,
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
This is what we do. We are part of this Vocal network, but the thing where we really get everybody involved in the program is our Clemson shows, talking Clemson sports. Right now in the left window, though, speaking of Clemson sports, we've got Arizona and South Carolina playing on ESPN2, regulated to the deuce for Major League Baseball this evening. As I will tell you, if you are not watching, if you're DVRing, Arizona leads at 4-1. I should have told you to not listen there. 4-1, bottom of the 6th. Arizona at the plate, 2 men on, 2 outs. Let's go ahead and get rolling with it. Floyd Mayweather seeks a release from prison. This came out a little over a week ago. I didn't get a chance to touch on it, but I really want to today. Listen, Floyd, I don't get it, man. And I think this was wrapped up best when one of the lawyers in the case said, the prosecutor, Lisa Luzic, says, It's jail. Where did he think he was going? The 4 seasons? Floyd Mayweather contends that this could be the end of his career, that perhaps because he's in prison that he will no longer be able to continue to enjoy the life that he had as a champion. Well, he should have thought about that. He should have thought about that before he pleaded guilty in December to misdemeanor domestic battery and no contest to 2 harassment charges that stem from an attack on his ex-girlfriend while 2 of their children watched. It's not, that hard to figure out, Floyd. I've seen programs of this guy pulling cash after cash wads, just money in drawers of this house, just rolling in the dough. I mean, you're looking at everything in this house and thinking,
Holy cow!
Look at the money. But yet this guy goes to prison and then has the audacity to complain about it. You got millions of Americans busting their hump day in, day out thinking,
oh, I hate my job.
And this guy is a boxer with millions of dollars and can't keep his hands off a woman, and now he's in jail and complaining about it. 17 of our listeners are still thinking,
oh, I hate my job.
Donuts. Just give me some donuts. Floyd Mayweather, look, you can seek a release all you want. What you need to seek is a little bit of help, buddy. And I mean that. When you have committed yourself, your life, to being a boxer, to being the best you can be in the ring, you cannot, in any way, shape, or form, put yourself in these types of situations. And that is exactly what Mayweather has done. And consequently, it's going to be a tough sell for anybody to say, oh, you know what? Don't you feel so sorry? Don't you guys feel so sorry for Floyd Mayweather? No, nobody does. Speaking of guys who could have had it all and really let things fall apart, Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf came out the same year as Peyton Manning. Back and forth, everybody went, who should be the guy? Who should you draft? Indianapolis takes Peyton Manning. The Chargers end up with Ryan Leaf. Leaf spirals into no man's land. One of the biggest draft busts in the history of the NFL, to this day, still, in the history of the NFL. By the way, I should give out our phone number. Hashtag no name, KNOWNAME. Phone number, and phone lines are always open. 803-450-0086. If you're watching live on Vocal, call the number on your screen. That will do the same. We absolutely want to hear from you. Why? Because you are way more important than I am. I may be the ultimate no-name. I may be the no-name leader, if you will, but you guys are just as no-name-ish as I am. I want to tell you also, before we go on with the Ryan Leaf story, we are working on getting Hurricane Helms here on the show. Thought we might have him tonight. We do not, obviously. He is not going to be with us tonight. But we have been in touch with him, and we are definitely going to try to get him on as soon as possible. Also, on Clemson Hotline this week, Tampa Bay Buccaneer Daquan Bowers will join us. That's the latest word. I've got to touch bases with him tomorrow for that Wednesday evening 10 p.m. show. I hope that you will check it out. Ryan Leaf, though, fighting a painkiller addiction, one that's driven him to multiple acts of burglary over the past few years. Police found stolen prescription drugs in Leaf's possession back in March, and when he was already on probation at the time. He was released on bail, and Leaf then robbed a mobile home and searched for more pills. He still has some outstanding charges in Texas as well. And I don't think by outstanding they mean amazing. I don't think by outstanding they mean unbelievable. Leaf was the second overall pick in that draft, and as I mentioned, it went back and forth. But his selfishness, dishonesty, his lack of preparation, He got into coaching for a while, and they did some little documentaries. Oh, feel good. You guys should feel so good about Ryan Leaf. He's turned the corner. He's like autumn. The leaf has changed its colors. But really, he's just the same old hardwood, hard head. There's nothing good to be said about this guy. He is a disgrace. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a disgrace to all of you people out there, you hard-working Americans, you grinding-out Americans who are just getting the job done at work to make ends meet while all the while thinking,
Oh, I hate my job.
thank you, Homer. You are my brief solace in this world. Every few moments when I get the opportunity to think of Homer Simpson, it just makes me so much more excited. 13 minutes in to the No Name Show. Heading to the top of Vocal. Coming after you, Reality Steve. Hi-ya, hi-ya. Chop suey. We'll be back.
Like a candy ball and chain. It wasn't nothing she ever thought about. Didn't know it was gone the day she moved out. In my head, if I pointed it just...
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
Waiting on Ryan to change. Good gracious, buddy. Good luck with that, Ryan Leaf. It was nice knowing you, buddy. You just continue down a path of tomfoolery. Tomfoolery. That's a good word. It's not used enough. Tomfoolery. Ryan Leaf and Floyd Mayweather have been engaged in tomfoolery. Those two have let themselves go. Did you ever notice? I wish I could do a good not Ed Rooney. Rooney from CBS. Rooney. What's Rooney's name? CBS. Rooney. Not Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. Andy Rooney. Did you ever notice? Okay. That's the there are people out there that can do them. I cannot. Why is it that every time Apple makes a good product, kind of a mix between Andy Rooney and Jack Nicholson, did you ever notice that iPad and paid are acronyms? Think about it for a minute. iPad and paid. I'm not sure what acronyms there are for iPod. Poid? Doesn't make much sense. Opid? Closer to stupid than anything. But paid and iPad. And that's what those guys are. Raking in the cheddar Why, I entertain you for millions of dollars. That's what we're doing. And we're waiting for you. That's okay. Had a chance. When you got a young son, you get opportunities to enjoy some things over. That's the one thing I've really enjoyed about having a child, is that things that were special and magical are once again special and magical. I'll give you an example. And I hope our audio quality is good. We've done some tweaking in the studio. We've got a very nice setup, but it needed a little checking in on. So we did it. And seems like it's working better. I'm hoping it is. If you're in the chat room, let us know. Hashtag no name on Twitter. KNOWNAME. And L Swan is back, baby. At L Swan, ELSWANN on Twitter. And we are revamping the website, and you are not going to believe it. We are going to have, you talk about exclusive. Man, it's going to be fancy. Next Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, I'm going to do my first recording for our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/LSwanMedia. All one word. ELSWANNMEDIA. And it's going to be unbelievable. People are going to tune into that thing and they're going to say,
Who do they think they are, the New York Jets?
yes, I think I'm the New York Jets. I think I'm going to the top. Super Bowl III. You got to shake your finger really slow on vocal. That's why we're going to record our shows and put them on YouTube, because you can get the high quality version. You can get the crystal clear looks. And that's going to be a big plus for some of you out there. I know. But being a father has brought back the opportunity to enjoy some of those very special things that you kind of lose as you get older. Seeing that excitement in your son's eyes or your daughter's eyes when they're enjoying something that you used to like. And today was Superman. Today was Superman, Part 1. And I gotta admit, he was a little nervous. Marlon Brando, the whole scenes, Jor-El, everything going on there at the end of Krypton for a 3-year-old was a little bit much. And what's going on here? But when he gets to Earth and he lifts that truck, my son thought, well, I'm in. Put my chips in the table. I'm all into this. Let's watch Superman. And so you see Clark growing. He punts the football. I don't want to give away too much of the plot here. We may have the occasional scallywag who has not seen the show or the movie. But as I watched the movie, and being a Superman fan, much like Star Wars, much like some of the other great movies of all time, and there are going to be plenty of critics out there who are going to say Superman was not great, but at the time, showing a guy flying the way they did, now you look at it, it looks hokey and cheesy. When he's running by the train, that might be the worst edited scene in history when he's back in Smallville. But being someone who grew up on that, not the comics, I've never been a comic book fan. I may have had 3 comics in my life. I've got Garbage Pail Kids, however, that I'm going to be putting on eBay. They got to be worth something. Gotta be, right? Or not? We'll find out. I mean, and they're in good condition. Perhaps mint. But you think about these movies like that, the great ones. People are debating now, how do you show... Bob, I was trying to figure out how to show my kids the Star Wars trilogies. Do I go 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3? Do I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? It's 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. No question. But with Superman, he's starting to enjoy it. He's starting to get into it, starting to like it. Phone lines are open. We'll take your chat questions. We'll take your text questions, whatever. He was starting to get into it. And that was amazing. But I noticed how much, because I was a Superman fan, I didn't watch Lois and Clark. That was when I was in high school, and you weren't tuning into TNT or TBS to watch a love show or whatever you want to call them, romantic comedy. I don't even know. Maybe that was on ABC at some point or NBC, but I never watched Lois and Clark. But when Smallville came out on the WB, I gave it a whirl. You wanted to see. It kind of gave it a fresh feel. And I'll tell you what. I had not watched Superman in years. And that's a fact. I had not watched Superman in a long, long time. But I got to give credit where credit is due. Because the guys over there at WB or Smallville or whoever wrote that stuff and got it together did an unbelievable job with recreating a lot of the backgrounds and everything that went into the mix. I mean, it was unreal how good some of those, that they took the movie from Smallville, just that section of Superman 1, and recreated the town and the house and the barn and all of the little, is the word minutia? Minutia? I'm not a big vocab guy. But while there are probably some of you out there thinking, will you hush? I do want to say that it was amazing to see the effort that went into recreating Smallville after what was on the movie. The pieces fit perfectly. We'll be right back.
We on the grind, Georgia, all the time. It ain't nothing on my mind, but Georgia, we ain't playing with you. We on the grind, Georgia, all the time. It ain't nothing on my mind, but Georgia, we ain't playing with you.
Hate the thought of shopping? All that hassle and can't find what you're looking for anyway? We understand. Retail stores make it difficult. Instead, try www.edistooutdoors.com. Edisto Outdoors features performance apparel and gear engineered for performance, comfort, and style. EdistoOutdoors.com. You'll enjoy the shopping and you'll enjoy the products. Great products from people who care.
Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the No Name Show. That's KNOWNAME. On Twitter, it's hashtag No Name. Waiting to hear from you all. I think we're going to have Ed Lemon Jr. up in the club in a couple of weeks. We're going to have Ed Lemon come on. He's going to do a good job. We're going to have him come on. Also looking for Hurricane Helms. Some of you might know him as Shane Helms, Gregory Helms. He was a WWE performer. And we're going to talk to him about his career, his life, where he's going, what he's going to do. His motorcycle accident, if you weren't aware about that. And we're going to do all of that with you. Absolutely, because that's how we roll. Phone lines are open. Should be. I jokingly say, every time I say phone lines are open, I check it. 803-450-0086. I've had to do some work on the studio, like I mentioned, and let's just, yes, sir, fire away at will. We'll take your questions on the Twitter, hashtag no name. We'll tweet your questions. We'll take your questions in the chat room. We'll take your questions via text in the chat room, one of the text questions that pops up on the screen, or even a video question. That's just what we do here on the program. We are working, again, revamping our website, and we've just got our YouTube channel up. I did not take the liberty to record this show for high quality. I could have, but I chose not to. Now I'm going to put on my Facebook page, I'm going to say to the people, I've got to be friends with some hashtag no names. Join me now, people. Let's have a blast. No, let's have some fun. Is that better? Let's have a blast. You guys come, we'll have a blast. You know, we're going to have this party, me, you, and some other guys, and we're going to have a blast. And it's tiny URL right now, tinyurl.com/the no name show. That's how we do it. All right, we're going to put that on Facebook. Hope those people come. Put that on Twitter. Hope those people come. I got to be friends with some no names, right? I mean, I've seen all these losers I'm hanging out with. I know what they look like. I know what they sound like.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
I roll with you people. I know how it is. Man, let me tell you. Again, kids are amazing. For those of you that don't have them, sorry. You're just missing out on one of the most unbelievable times that just the experience. But my son is in love with the zoo, and I can't blame him because it is a fantastic zoo. One of the top 5 zoos in the country. I may have mentioned that before. And we've seen every exhibit possible over the past several weeks. We went twice this weekend. We're all in. We're members. We get to feed the giraffes for free. We get to feed the giraffes for free.
Holy crap!
Yeah, we don't pay a dime. People are dropping 2 beans.
Holy crap!
Nothing for me. I got it made in the shade.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard anyone say about anything.
I just do it that way because I can. Because I'm amazing. Now, we get the fancy wristbands, and we don't have to pay for that. And we can ride the carousel at will. If you haven't ridden the carousel 12 times in a row, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what's going down. You're at a loss, my friend. You need to find yourself something more exciting to do if you've never done that. Ride it 3 times. See if you get nauseous. But I will say, 30 minutes here into the program, No Name Show, hashtag No Name. By the way, update on the College World Series. Arizona 5, South Carolina 1. We are in the top of the 8th. Spoiler alert. Reverse that. I've got to tell you, spoiler alert, before I say it. I got to get better at that. I do that all the time. Let's practice. Spoiler alert. Arizona 5, South Carolina 1. Top of the 8th, 2 outs. South Carolina at the plate. The Gamecocks have had an amazing streak. Winner of this series needs to take 2 games. Whoever wins this one has obviously taken 1 game. UCLA has offered Snoop Doggy Dogg's son a scholarship, but I don't know what his name is. Oh, what do you say? You don't get that joke? Now do you get it? Oh, yeah. I don't know his name. Actually, I do. Cordell Brodus, the son of rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg, has been offered a scholarship by Jim Mora. Not Jim Mora Jr. Don't call Jim L. Mora Jim Mora Jr. because he's not a junior. You'll know his father. You should know his father. If you don't know his father, I don't know how you don't know his father. And even more unbelievable than that is perhaps how I don't have that brilliant playoffs, that line queued up tonight. I mean, how could I not have that line queued up tonight? This was a perfect night for the playoff line. You know why I don't have it queued up? I didn't practice.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
What are we talking about? Practice? UCLA has offered Snoop Dogg's son a scholarship to play football, and the coach is Jim L. Mora. If you haven't seen the interview with Mora and the name is eluding me right now. He was filling in Jim Mora. He was filling in for Cowherd. Oh, boy, who was that interview? Doug Gottlieb. Doug Gottlieb, who, by the way, you might want to read about Doug Gottlieb's history for a little bit of entertaining news pertaining to some of the incidents we talked about earlier with people the likes of, say, Floyd Money Mayweather. And Ryan needs to turn over a new leaf. Check that out. Interview with Mora and Doug Gottlieb. Yeah, thanks, pal. Anyway, UCLA has offered Snoop Dogg's son a scholarship. He's 6'2", 185 pounds, the class of 2015 prospect. Now, on a side note, Cordell Brodus is not the only famous player that's going to possibly play for UCLA. And if you don't understand sports, you'll understand that offering a scholarship is not accepting a scholarship. So it does not mean that Mr. Brodus will be on the same team with Mr. Combs. And now, maybe you're not familiar with Mr. Combs, but Justin Combs has already signed with UCLA, and Justin Combs is the son of, that's right, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs. Now the question I have is this: does this put an end to all the East Coast, West Coast nonsense that we've had going on here in our country? Because it must. It has to. Could Snoop Dogg's son accepting a scholarship to UCLA be the end of the East Coast, West Coast rap catastrophe? 17 people from the state of Wyoming are thinking this.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They have no clue what I'm saying. But those of you that do know, appreciate my man D Money checking in, giving us the update on the audio. He says, "Ka-chow, perfection." 803-450-0086 is the way you get in touch with us. And I want to see more of you people. More, and I call you people. You're my people. You're my no-names. You're my KNOWNAMESs. Tweet to us. #NoName. I'm Lawton Swan. The show keeps rolling. Number 2 on vocal for whatever reason. It must have been, obviously, David Letterman. Who else is missing out on this opportunity to be at number 1? Jay Leno, perhaps? Rosie O'Donnell? You don't think Rosie could take the number 1 spot on vocal? Wrong again. Check your facts, man. Just the facts, man. Rosie O'Donnell, best talk show host. No. I'm just pulling your leg. I'm seriously just pulling your leg. A New Jersey woman has sued a little leaguer who hit her in the face with a baseball. Elizabeth Floyd was sitting at a picnic table near a fenced-in Little League bullpen watching her son play when she was struck in the face. Wow, with a baseball. The culprit? Matthew, an 11-year-old bullpen catcher who was warming up the pitcher. You got to get that arm loose, guys. You got to get that arm loose. You can't go in there in that 11-year-old game without that arm feeling loose. Lloyd, 45, said she had to have reconstructive surgery. Sign this guy. This Matthew kid must be the kid from Rookie of the Year. You know what I mean. Must be the kid from Rookie of the Year. Oh, and here's the beauty of it all. This 45-year-old lady who was hit in the face by a baseball thrown by an 11-year-old named Matthew is seeking $500,000 in damages. I'll say it again. $500,000.
Holy!
That's a lot of money, Gomer. You know how many things we can do, Gomer, and get in the thing? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You can do it. $500,000? Oh, my goodness. Give me a break. Thank goodness Matthew's family calls the lawsuit frivolous. And said, in your face, lady. Boy, that's a sad, sad family right there. Anybody whose parents would do such a thing would, go to that level, when that level, it's not even necessary to go there. That just makes me sad. Here's the other thing that makes me sad. We're near the end of our program. And you guys were just becoming an amazing chat room. You guys were just loading me up with nice comments and innuendos. And I liked it. Next week's show, we're going to take a look at a couple. Actually, you know what? We're not even going to do it next week. We're not even going to do it next week. We're going to do it soon because we don't feel like waiting a week. You don't feel like waiting a week? We don't feel like waiting a week. We feel like going up, and away. Superman style. I wish I could, do the old Superman fly-in. That looks horrible. That looks horrible. Horrible. I have to get up to do it. I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up because you people have requested that I do not get up. People say do not stand. I do not stand. You guys say, draw us a picture of a smiley face. Is that what you want in the chat room? You want a smiley face? Fine. I give you. Smiley. Oh, yeah, of course. You're going to criticize the drawing. Took me 2 seconds here. What do you want? Some ears? Okay, a little. Oh, yeah. Now, if this guy, this is awful. If he's a no-name, he obviously has to wear a tie. Right? He's a no-name. You're a no-name. A couple of no-names just joined us. But speaking of families with issues, Kris Jenner, she went after Kourtney Kardashian, her daughter, because of the relationship with Scott. Listen to this. This comes to us from Us Magazine, I guess. That's what you call it. I'm not a big Us reader. Peeps, participate with us. Chat room's open. Phone lines are open. 803-450-0086. Listen to what this fantastic mother, Kris Jenner, had to say to her daughter. And I quote, "You are the most non-committal person I've ever met in my life. First, you can't even commit to where you want to go on vacation. Then you can't even get it right on the right flight. Your relationship with Scott, it's like I can't decide if I'm going to have another baby, and I don't know if I'm going to get married." Whoa, 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 whoa. Mrs. Jenner, please. Your daughter is... Listen, Kourtney Kardashian is far and away. She's making relationships look like they work like a charm. You have no right to come after your daughter in that regard with all these other Hollywood celebrities running around town with who knows what and who knows who, scallywag this, minion that, no name him. I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, be thankful that that you're not Kim Kardashian's mom. Huh. Be thankful that you're not Kim Kardashian's mom. We'll be back next week with a No Name Show. No, we're coming back sooner than that. Forget it. Just check our times. Hashtag No Name. tinyurl.com. The No Name Show. That's KNOW, people. We'll be back next week.